What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on some recent statements that LeBron made. And basically, LeBron spoke about like almost like comparing his game to Michael Jordan game and just trying to point out basically the differences, right? Like basically he just basically said that he thought that Michael Jordan was more of a scorer and he was a pass first guard. And a lot of people took that as LeBron James backing off of the GOAT, backing off of that GOAT situation where as though, he think he's the GOAT and all this stuff, trying to get himself out of that GOAT argument, right? And just throw a wet blanket on that. Which I took it the same way. I thought maybe he wanted to separate himself from that GOAT argument. Now, Mike Wilbon made some statements about LeBron James, and I think when you listen to the statements that Mike Wilbon made about LeBron James, that kind of goes into what I think the reason why LeBron James wanted to back off of this GOAT conversation. Um, and I think that LeBron James just finally came to the realization that like most people are not buying the GOAT conversation. So he really had to back off of it, right? But before we get into the GOAT conversation, man, I wanted to tell you all about the sports trivia show that I'm doing. Uh Now I'm looking for contestants. If you're interested in being a contestant, you get $50 just for being a contestant, right? And so when you come on, you answer trivia questions. You see this tic-tac-toe board behind me. You get three in a row. If you answer the questions, you get three X's in a row or three O's in a row. Um, then you'll win an additional $50. Plus, I'll throw in some urban platform fashion merchandise, t-shirt, a backpack, just that's if you win. So you get $50 just for being a contestant, another $50 and some merch if you win. Now, if you're interested in being a contestant, just email me at urbanplatformfashion@gmail.com. This email that's on the screen right here. Just send me an email. I'll reach out to you. We'll set up a time when you can come on the show, display your sports knowledge, and get paid for it, man. Just to because I always get a lot of good comments and responses to these shows, and a lot of insightful comments. And so, why not come on here if you know so much about sports? Why not just come on and display your sports knowledge? Make a couple extra dollars, get some free merch, and we'll take it from there. So, like I said, leave a email. Don't inbox me. Don't put it in the comments section because there's a good chance I won't see it. And all right. So now, with that being said, man, let's get back to the LeBron James. I want to say these. I want to break down what Mike Wilbon said about LeBron James, and I think this is part of the reason why LeBron James is backing off of that GOAT. He want to get out of that GOAT argument.
I'm probably going to go off road in a way I shouldn't, because some of these conversations have been private over the years. But I'm going to mention one of them. Early in LeBron's career, I remember when there was some criticism in the playoffs when LeBron did not. It took LeBron 7 years, like it took Michael, and there were tough criticisms made of LeBron James. Remember, he took the jersey off when he's walking out of Boston that final time when he lost to the Celtics, and I remember having a conversation with Michael, who said, "Hey, take it easy. When you talk about this tomorrow, take it easy on this kid, and here's why." And Michael had a list of reasons of things that he really liked about LeBron James. He didn't have to do that, but he understood what was going to go on publicly because he'd been on the other end of that early in his career. People don't remember this when folks said, "Oh, the scoring champion can never win." A guy who shoots, right? Couldn't beat Detroit 3 times, lost to the Pistons in a row, by the way, in the playoffs. So Michael understood that. Talk about despair in the playoffs. And so he wanted to soften that blow for LeBron James, who was.
All right, so let me stop it right there, right? And that's true with Michael Jordan. But see, Michael Jordan put in the work. LeBron James, the big difference between LeBron James and Michael Jordan is LeBron tried to take a shortcut. And and fans don't like shortcuts because they're not getting like what we've seen out of Magic, Mike, Bird, Isaiah, Kobe Bryant, like all the greats in the game. You don't get that, you don't get that same passion and dedication, right? So fans don't respect that and they don't like that, right? And I don't care if you are a fan from the 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever era, like as a fan, you can tell when somebody is passionate about their sport and they going all out. So it don't matter the era, right? And so they didn't get that from LeBron James, and it's showing. And LeBron James found out the hard way that you can't take shortcuts when it comes to that. You gotta, and it's in every sport. You know, you see how the dedication that Tom Brady had to football, and I've heard other professional football players say that, you know, like the level of dedication that he had, like they wasn't really, everybody can't make that sacrifice and be dedicated like that. Like, or somebody like a Ray Lewis for the Baltimore Ravens, right? You know, like everybody is not going to be dedicated like that. And so when you dedicate, when you're dedicated like that, and you get rewarded, and the reward is the respect from your peers and the appreciation that the fans give you for and that goes along with like winning the championships and getting all of these individual accolades and meeting certain goals. That's cool too. But when it comes to like how the fans appreciate you and how your peers respect you and admire you because everybody know what it, you know what I mean? They understand that you put a lot into that. And it's different from calling yourself the GOAT than it is from going out there and man and the blood, sweat, and tears that it takes to even be in that conversation. So it don't matter the era. Like, you know, like some even and I'm starting to find that the young basketball players, people who only had the opportunity to see LeBron James, they didn't get, you know, maybe they came in on the tail end of Kobe career. They didn't really see Kobe, right? But as they get older and they see other guys come, they'll see guys who had that dedication, and then they'll look back on what LeBron did, and they was like, "Oh, that wasn't it. Wasn't it?" Because in order to be successful at basketball, there's certain things you have to do, a certain level of dedication, and every basketball player, because they're competitive, they're going to raise the bar. So if you got somebody who taking shortcuts, the next couple guys coming along, they're not going to take shortcuts. And so if they don't take shortcuts and they two-way ball players, they don't flop, they don't do load management, they're not bringing their kid on, and they're not self-proclaiming themselves the GOAT, then even this generation right here who like LeBron James and who appreciate LeBron James, they're going to look back and say, oh, well, LeBron ain't do that. He ain't get down like this dude right here, like somebody like Shea, who don't, you know, it might be Shea or it might be Cade Cunningham. But if you see somebody that's playing like the way us older guys are used to watching these guys play, then you'll see why LeBron James is going to have to back off of that GOAT conversation, man. Because if you didn't put that work in, then it's hard.
Coming up later. So if people think that Jordan has somehow resented LeBron, they're wrong.
False.
You know, Stephen A., because we've had these conversations where he has said, hey,
I've had it with Jordan.
Just don't let the narrative be this on this kid.
Now, I'm going to tell you why Jordan don't resent LeBron James. He's not mad or jealous of LeBron James because he knew LeBron James took a shortcut. Jordan is very competitive, right? And so if you take shortcuts, he know that you're not going to be a threat to him or a threat to his legacy because you can't fake it like that. You know, sports is just too competitive. Even I don't care how soft the era is, how hard the era is, like the players themselves still have to put in that work in order to accomplish what they have to accomplish within that era. So Jordan was never threatened. He was more so threatened, in my opinion, by Kobe than he was LeBron, because Kobe put that work in. You know, Kobe wound up with 5 rings. And even with Kobe ending up with 5 rings, he still didn't catch Michael Jordan as far as being, in that GOAT conversation. So LeBron James thinks that he can go to 10 championships, lose 6, win 4, and and be the self-proclaimed GOAT. That's not, Michael Jordan knew that fans and his peers wasn't going to go for that. So of course, LeBron is not a threat to Michael Jordan. He never so because Mike understood that it's about hard work, sacrifice, and dedication, and LeBron James didn't do that to the level of what Michael Jordan did it. So that's my take on it. That's why I think that LeBron James, in my opinion, is trying to separate himself or back out of that GOAT conversation because he can't win. He didn't put in that work. He didn't put in that work. And everything that LeBron James, it just shows, basically. It just shows that, he's not the GOAT. So that's why he's gonna have to back off of that. He can go down as one of the greatest, but he's not gonna be able to go down as a GOAT because that is, I mean, those are some big shoes to fill. Michael Jordan don't even want to be in that GOAT conversation, man, because like you said, he didn't really get to face everybody. He didn't play Oscar Robertson, Jerry West, Bill Russell. He didn't play against those guys. So he don't know, he can't definitively say that he would have dominated those guys or, beat them guys. He can think that, but it's hypothetical. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel. And again, don't forget to reach out to me. If you want to be a contestant on this sports trivia show, email me at urbanplatformfashion@gmail.com and we can set you up, man, to come on and test your sports knowledge. You get $50 just for being a contestant and another $50 if you can answer the trivia questions, and beat me in a game of tic-tac-toe. So you're at least going to have to get 3 questions right in order to beat me at a game of tic-tac-toe. So there you have it. Don't forget urbanplatformfashion@gmail.com. And I will check you all out in the next video.